Hello students, today I am going to continue with the explanation of the same chapter that we began in our last class, that is Should Wizard Hit Mommy, written by John Updike. So as I told you that it is a story within a story, and it begins by telling us that Jack has two little kids. The kids are Joe and Bobby. Joe's wife Claire was pregnant with their third one. Thus, to put her daughter to bed, Jack would make up stories for her daughter. And this storytelling tradition started when Joe was 2 years old and thus continued ever since. Jack makes sure that he tells a different story every time. And now Joe is 4 years old and she has grown up. Now she does not sleep in the story session, and it is very difficult for Jack to put her to sleep. And that day also he began with a story of a small creature who was always common in all his stories. As Jack could not think of any new story, he is not a good storyteller, and he in his and the plot of his story always remained the same, with the character's name as Roger. For instance, it was either Roger Fish or Roger Chipmunk. Then as usual, the story Roger goes to the wise old owl with problems that would send him to a wizard. Thus the wizard's spell would solve the problem after payment of pennies. Now that Joe is growing up, it is getting difficult to put her to bed for nap time in afternoons. Thus, one day Jack decides to tell her a story about Roger Skunk. And in this story, there is a little skunk that always smelled very bad. It is so bad that no animals play with him and is always alone. Thus, Roger Skunk decides to go to the wise old owl to get a solution to his problem. As usual, the owl sends him to the wizard. The wizard, with his spells, asks Roger Skunk about his wish. And now further we are going to read that as Joe is telling the story to his daughter, he is trying to give the effect to the story by creating the picture, by making a sound or speaking in the manner of a wizard. So when he started with the magic spell, so now we are going to read further what is the reaction of that little girl. So now the next paragraph says, he paused as a rapt expression widened out from his daughter's nostrils, forcing her eyebrows up and her lower lip down in a wide, noiseless grin, an expression in which Jack was startled to recognize his wife feigning pleasure at cocktail parties. And all of a sudden he whispered, the whole inside of the wizard's house was full of the smell of roses, roses. Roger Fish cried, and the wizard said very cranky, that will be 7 pennies, Daddy. What, Roger Skunk? You said Roger Fish. Yes, Skunk. You said Roger Fish. Wasn't that silly? Very silly of your stupid old daddy. Where was I? Well, you know about the pennies. Say it. Okay, Roger Skunk said. But all I have is 4 pennies. And he began to cry. Joe made the crying face again, but this time without a trace of sincerity. This annoyed Jack downstairs. Some more furniture rumbled. Claire shouldn't move heavy things. She was 6 months pregnant. It would be their third, so the wizard said, "Oh, very well. Go to the end of the lane and turn around 3 times and look down the magic well, and there you will find 3 pennies. Hurry up." So Roger Skunk went to the end of the lane and turned around 3 times, and there in the magic well were 3 pennies. So he took them back to the wizard and was very happy and ran out into the woods, and all the other little animals gathered around him because he smelled so good, and they played tag, baseball, football, basketball, lacrosse, hockey, soccer, and pick up sticks. What's pick up sticks? It's a game you play with sticks, like the wizard's magic wand, kind of. And they played games and laughed and all afternoon. And then it began to get dark, and they all ran home to their mommies. So in all these lines, now let's see to the meaning of the hard words. Rapt means completely fascinated or absorbed by what one is seeing or hearing. Nostrils means either of the two external openings of the nose. Grin is smile broadly. Cranky means bad tempered or irritable. Rumbled means make a continuous deep sound. So now in these lines, narrator, as he chanted the magic spell, he noticed the expression on her daughter's face, and he relates that the face that his daughter made to that of his wife. She made such a face when she pretended to be enjoying a cocktail party. Then he continues that the whole house of the wizard was filled with the fragrance of roses. As Skunk, he just told wizard that he wanted to smell like roses. So he was transformed into that smell, and the house of the wizard was full of fragrance of roses. And by mistake he changed the animal, Jack, in between he changed the animal to fish. He just called as Roger Fish instead of Roger Skunk. Then Joe corrected him, and he said that it was really silly on his part to call him a fish in place of skunk. Just then Jack got a bit annoyed with Joe's expression, and suddenly he heard some furniture rumbling downstairs, and he realized that his wife Claire shouldn't move the heavy things, as she was 6 months pregnant and they were going to have their third baby. And then Wizard tells Roger to go to end of the lane and turn around 3 times. And when he would look in the magic well, he would find 3 more pennies. Then Roger did exactly how he was told, as he had run short of 3 pennies. So Wizard only guided him where he could find the remaining 3 pennies, and then Roger did exactly how he was told, and he got the extra pennies. He then gave the pennies to the wizard and ran back to the woods where everybody gathered around him because he smelled so good. Then they all played a lot of games and enjoyed themselves, and as it was getting dark, all the animals ran back to their homes, to their mommies. Further, the next paragraph on page number 53, the very first paragraph says, Joe was starting to fuss with her hands and look out of the window at the crack of day that showed under the shade. She thought the story was all over. Jack didn't like women when they took anything for granted. He liked them apprehensive, hanging on his words. Now, Joe, are you listening? Yes, because this is very interesting, Roger Skunk's mommy said. What's that awful smell? What? And Roger Skunk said, It's me, mommy. I smell like roses. And she said, Who made you smell like that? And he said, the wizard. And she said, Well, of all the nerve You come with me, and we are going right back to the very awful wizard. Jo sat up, her hands dabbling in the air with genuine fright. But, Daddy, then she said about the other little animals run away. Her hands skittered off into the underbush. Now, what do you mean by the word skittered? Move lightly and quickly. So, her hands skittered off into the underbush. All right, he said. But mommy should have and but mommy, all the other animals run away, and she said, I don't care. You smelled the way a little skunk should have, and I am going to take you right back to the wizard. And she took an umbrella and went back with Roger Skunk and hit that wizard right over the head. No, Jo said, and put her hand out to touch his lips. Yet, even in her agitation, did not quite dare to stop the source of truth. Inspiration came to her. Then the wizard hit her on the head and did not change the little skunk back. No, he said. The wizard said, okay, and Roger Skunk did not smell of roses anymore. He smelled very bad again. But the other little Amun, Joan, it's Daddy's story. Shall Daddy not tell you any more stories? Her broad face looked at him through sifted light, astounded. So now first let's see to the hard words. First means to show excessive excitement. Apprehensive means fearful that something bad or unpleasant will happen. Awful means very bad or unpleasant. Fright, a sudden intense feeling of fear, is called as fright. Underbush is the shrubs and small trees. Agitation means anxiety or nervous excitement. Astounded means shock or greatly surprised. So in all these lines, the narrator says that Jo had started getting bored with the story and was more interested in looking out of the window. She thought that the story was over. On the other hand, Jack did not like women who would take things for granted. He liked women who remained engrossed in his talks. That is, he did not want his daughter to interrupt in between and to accept what was told to her. So then Jo again continued the story. Jack continued the story, asking Jo to be a little attentive to what he said. Then the mommy skunk asked that from where was that awful smell coming from, to which Roger replied that it was him. He added that he smelled like roses. Now mommy skunk asked Roger that who had made him smell like roses, to which Roger replied that the wizard had done so. And mommy skunk got angry and ordered Roger to accompany her to the wizard. Then Roger told his mom that all his friends ran away from him if he smelled bad, to which his mom replied that she didn't care and he smelled just the way a baby skunk should smell. And his mom took out her umbrella and they both went to the wizard's house, where when the wizard opened the door and the mommy skunk hit the wizard on his head. And then Jo started imagining her story about how the wizard would have hit the mommy skunk back and never changed Roger Skunk again. So this is what Jo wanted her father to tell in the story, but her father told her that nothing of that sort happened, and the wizard changed Roger Skunk back to normal, and he did not smell of roses anymore now. Another question was about to pop up in little Jo's mind, that Jack stopped her and told her that it was his story, and if she wanted him to tell her any more stories, then she should keep quiet. Then Jo kept on looking at her father with great surprise as she waited for the story to be continued. But she did not like Skunk's mommy hitting wizard and getting the skunk's smell changed. Then further, the next line says, This is what happened then. Roger Skunk and his mommy went home, and they heard woo woo, and it was the choo choo train bringing Daddy Skunk home from Boston. And they had lima beans, celery livers, mashed potatoes, and pie on my for dessert. And when Roger Skunk was in bed, Mommy Skunk came up and hugged him and said he smelled like her little baby skunk again, and she loved him very much. And that's the end of the story. But Daddy, what? Then did the other animals run away? No, because eventually they got used to the way he was and did not mind it at all. So in these lines, first let's see to the meaning of the hard words. Lima beans means an edible flat whitish beans. Celery is a cultivated plant of the parsley family, and eventually means in the end or finally. So in these lines, the narrator says that after some time, when Roger Skunk and his mum were going back home, they heard a woo woo sound as his father arrived from Boston. And then all of them had lima beans, celery liver, and mashed potatoes for dinner, and pie, oh my, for dessert. Then later that night, when Roger Skunk was sleeping, Mom Skunk came back and she hugged him and told him that he smelled again like her baby skunk and that she loved him a lot. And with this, Jack ended the story, to which Joe again asked that did the other animals run away from Roger Skunk again? And to this query, Jack replied that no, they did not run away because they slowly got accustomed to the smell, so they did not feel like running away anymore. Then further in the next line, the narrator says, "What's even Shiladi in a little while? That was a stupid mommy." "It was not," he said with a rare emphasis, and believed from her expression that she realized he was deafening his own mother to her, or something as odd. "Now I want you to put your big heavy head in the pillow and have a good long nap." He adjusted the shade so not even a crack of day showed and tiptoed to the door, in the pretense that she was already asleep, but when he turned, she was crouching on top of the covers and staring at him. "Hey, get under the covers and fall fast asleep. Bobby's asleep." She stood up and bounced gingerly on the springs. "Daddy, what?" "Tomorrow I want you to tell me the story that wizard took that magic wand and hit that mommy." Her plump arms chopped forcefully right over the head. "No, that's not the story. The point is that the little skunk loved his mommy more than he loved all the other little animals, and she knew what was right. No, tomorrow you say he hit that mommy." So first let's see to the hard words in this paragraph. The word rare means not occurring very often. Emphasis means special value given to something. Tiptoed means walk quietly. Pretense means an attempt to make something that is false or to appear true. Gingerly means in a careful or cautious manner. So, in all these lines, the narrator says that when Jack said that eventually everybody started liking Roger Skunk and now they did not mind his bad smell, Joe did not understand the word eventually as she had heard it for the first time. So she asked, "What's eventuality?" She was not able to pronounce the word, to which her father Jack told her the meaning. But Joe thought that what Mommy Skunk did was not right and said that what the mother skunk did was stupid. But Jack took it personally. Why personally? Because Jack has related the story to himself as he also he just related the story as he himself suffered from a skin disease named psoriasis, in which he smelled very bad, and his mother supported him at that time, so he did not want the mothers to be put down. So he took it personally and said no, because somewhere he was relating it to himself. And then Jack told Joe that he wanted her to take a long day nap and adjusted the shades so that no light came in. Then he went very softly to the door and acted as if Joe had slept. But when he turned and looked, she was staring at him and sitting on top of the covers. Then he told her to go to sleep, and she was so disturbing her brother who was sleeping. Then she stood up and started bouncing softly on the springs. And while jumping on the springs of the bed, she asked her father to tell her a story the next day that the wizard took her magic stick and hit the mommy and chopped her plump arms. Then Jack explained to her that this was not what the story said. He told her that the story gave us a message that the skunk loved his mother more than any of the other animals in the woods, and that his mother knew what was right for him and what was not. Then, as he was explaining Joe about the story, she started insisting that the next day he would tell her a story like the one she wanted. Then further,